and other personal passions motivate you to grow as an individual, or do you at times feel unbalanced with the number of paths you can take in life and don't know which one pleases you the most? Today's guest will discuss with us her life, her journey, and to accelerating in film and TV production course, and what an influence for canines have been to her. The community's mass communication department at New York Community College presents New Directors, the show that introduces you to film and TV features, writers, directors, and personalities. Now I'd like to join your guest, Ivina Dester, to meet our new director. Next up.
Thank you for joining us for today's edition of the New Directors. All of the people involved in this program are students in the TV production course and are directing, switching, and controlling audio and operating and acting as talent for the first time today. The guests you will meet on the show are students who, when not on camera, are behind the scenes working hard to bring this program to you with as few mistakes as possible. Each student has written and directed 4 different productions. This program will give them a chance to talk about themselves and the productions they've created, and give you the chance to get to know them and enjoy the work they have done during the semester. Our guest today is a professional dog walker dedicated not only to taking care of puppies, but also improving herself as an individual. She promotes this through her studies in film and TV production 1. We would like you to meet our guest today, Jewls Douge.
Hi.
Hi. So we know you are a professional dog walker. Would you like to tell us more about that?
Yeah, so actually I was hired by WAG Dog Walking Company, and I just began walking like all kinds of dogs. It's the most exciting thing ever. I really have just enjoyed that entire time of like getting to meet all these new cute dogs, and like I get to not only walk them, I get to babysit them. I get to sometimes bring them to my home if the owner would want me to. It's been such a treat, and I've just enjoyed it, like every single moment of that. So a couple of dogs here, like their faces are familiar. I've just walked some of the same dogs. Like I have owners that constantly I like see the dog, or I get to meet new dogs, and honestly it's just been a super great time. And it's something that I started doing over the summer as well. So now with school starting, I haven't had the chance to really do it as much, but I still have, even like my neighbors ask me to take care of their dogs, and it's just like really great, and I seriously love it. So that one's my favorite. His name is Loki. I call him Loki Bear. And in that photo specifically, I was holding a treat up for him, which is why his eyes are like, I want it. So that's like my favorite photo of him. His eyes are almost glowing.
That's really nice. Could you tell us why you decided to take the film and TV production course?
I decided to take film and TV production because I actually write. I do more than just the dog walking. I'm also an aspiring writer, and I think that with just taking the course, it would have just allowed me to see other fields that I can go into through the writing. Probably like doing screenwriting and writing for shows or for movies or plays, whatever it is. So this class really just gave me that chance to, I guess, a preview of it.
Any particular genre that you're going for?
Any particular genre? Fiction writing is my favorite, but I feel that I really like screenwriting, and so with the course I wanted to enhance on dialogue. Not really that we did much dialogue, but just to kind of see how I can incorporate sound, how I can incorporate music instead of people talking and whatnot. So again, that kind of genre of writing, and then taking this course, it is kind of like blooming for me.
That's good. So could you tell us the most useful thing you've learned in this course?
I believe the most useful thing I've learned in this course would have to be with the storyboard. And I'm being completely honest about that because when it came to writing for me, I really I'm so used to just seeing words on a page. And so let's say if I'm like, I'm motivated to just write today, maybe like an episode idea or something of, I don't know, a show that I want to like make up in my head or something. Having the skills now to be able to have a storyboard, draw out, write out, it's really almost like a microscope into what comes next, and it almost makes the writing process like giving birth. Like it's your baby, and you really want to have every single point that you're doing like perfectly.
Okay, that's very nice. Can you please tell us about your cup of tea project, student studies, nature, and orange?
Yeah, all those 4 projects were so awesome to do. My cup of tea project was seriously it was so difficult at first. I was working with my mom, so like having to film it at home in a very comfortable space, you would think that like, oh, this is very easy to do. And no, like constantly just a whole bunch of mess up and screw ups, like, at certain times trying not to make too much noise and everything, but I enjoyed it. Especially with my student studies, I got to do it with my cousin, and it was better than doing it with my mom. She was really like a camper, just a pioneer about it and willing to work with me for, that took about 5 hours to do for my student studies. Yeah, it was so long, but she even told me at one point her sides were hurting from bending over to get the books and everything. And my nature project is so cute. I seriously enjoyed doing that one because I got to have my dog there, and I got to send messages to my neighbors and was like, hey, can you please just have your dog here and let them be dogs? And that's exactly what happened. They all got to hang out together and just got a chance to have a lot of fun, and this is actually one of my favorite shots.
This is really cute.
Yeah, it's so adorable, right? That's my dog, the last one. And this is my orange project. So with this project, I was going back and forth on what I wanted it to be about, but really I think that the orange could stand for a lot of things, and for this specific video, I wanted the orange to be kind of a reflection of the person, and kind of like a look into, I guess, memories and flashbacks, but really sentimental things and moments in life that, hit home.
Yeah. All right. So out of these 4 projects, which one do you think is the best one that puts your best work forward?
I believe my best project would have to be my cup of tea. I think that seriously with my cup of tea project, even though it was my first one, it's where I was the most dedicated to doing everything right. So even if it did come out bad, to me in my eyes, I'm like, this is my best project because I worked the hardest to do it, and I really got a chance to truly experience what it is to be a director, what it is to just even click record and look at what you're filming and see if you like it or not. And also I really liked my story behind it, kind of like the tea bag was alive, and which is why it has a face on it.
Yeah, I saw that.
It was supposed to be the tea bag is like, oh no, no, she's gonna drink me, and even the tea came out red. It was so cute. So I just love that project the most because I felt finally the first project, first thing in this class, and I want to make it really pretty.
All right, so what are the most important, interesting skills you've learned, and how will you put it to use?
My most interesting skills, I believe, I've developed in this class, I guess will have to be patience. And I know that's not really a specific thing that has to do with, material or an objective that you usually find in film and TV. But I believe that having patience in this class, having patience to, deal with projects that you have, deal with probably maybe your actors or maybe others who are just like putting themselves in a place where they're not really understanding your environment, understanding where you're coming from, is like the hardest thing, because you really want your will to break and you're like, it's upsetting me. I want it to come out perfect. I want it to be done now. But when you really just take your time and you kind of breathe in, breathe out, and just like it really for me has just transformed the way that I've done work, and also how I've even communicated with people. Now I'm like trying not to be as stubborn when I talk to somebody else who might be stubborn, and I think that class has really influenced, this class has just influenced that a lot for me.
That's wonderful. Today we got to meet someone who shared with us the wonders of herself and what it's like to be someone progressing in the field of art and various professions. As a new TV director, she hopes to apply what she has learned here at NCC to portray in other communication courses and general life experiences. She also plans to use her new knowledge from TV1 to maybe develop it towards her future plans of being a writer. We would like to thank Jewls Douge for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. We hope you enjoyed meeting one of television's future directors, and we hope you will continue to join us each week to watch our progress. Thank you for watching and have a great day.
This has been The New Directors with your host, Avina Dester, directed by Jason McKelvey. I'm your announcer, Elizabeth Friel. The New Directors is a Norwalk Community College student production.